Welcome to All Access Aurora Borealis.
Indeed. Welcome to All Access Aurora Borealis. It's another Thursday afternoon. And you know, at this time, we get excited on SportsTownChicago.com because we get to talk soccer. And of course, we're talking Aurora Borealis, brand new soccer franchise out there in Aurora. Now, usually, we are with the coach. We are being coached by the coach. Today, we're going to switch things up. We're playing ball with the players. And we have on set with us two leaders of the team. To my immediate left here is Jesse Ortiz, and he is the captain. And then Patrick Ruda. He is the man in defense, the man that is put in charge basically to marshal things from the defensive end. 2 weeks ago, when we had a chat with CJ Brown, we were very excited because the club had gained its first 3 points, first victory. The week after, it didn't work out so well. However, here we are again today, and we're excited, aren't we?
Oh, of course.
Of course we are.
We gained another point.
Yes.
That is
we
the
did.
plan. Actually, points. We want points, not point.
Well, sadly enough, it was only a point, but I mean, based on the way things have gone, I'm sure you'll take it.
Oh, of
Absolutely.
Especially a point on the road, because in the home and away situation, you don't mind drawing on the road while winning at home.
Absolutely.
Interestingly, you've not won at home. You've won on the road, and now you've drawn on the road for your 4 points.
Right. Yeah.
1-1 against Oakland County last weekend. Jesse, you scored the goal. I'm sure as the captain, that must make you feel like, you're making strides in the right direction.
Correct. Yeah. Scoring the goal, it put good confidence in me as a player. As a captain, you always want to take leadership in your team. And the position we were down a goal. Coming in second half, we had our talk at halftime, and second half, I knew I had to do something to help my team, and the opportunity came for me to score, and I capitalized on it and tied the game up.
You tied the game and came away with a point. Let's get to the team now and play so far in the PLA. You have not necessarily got the results that you wanted, but in terms of from where you started, I mean, it's been a short period, but from where you started until now, how much better you think this team has gotten, or has it gotten better?
Well, from the start, obviously brand new team, brand new franchise, so a lot of new players, a lot of different talents. Going into practice, we knew it was going to be a challenge for us to get to know one another. So as the games went on, obviously our first games weren't the best, but obviously it's a learning experience. So we took our pros and cons and put them together as the season began. Again, kind of not the start we wanted, but as the season kept going, I mean, we kept getting results. What we practiced on the field and training, we've seen progress in games. So, I mean, that's what we want. That's what we talked about, and so far so good. So, It's looking good.
All right, Patrick, let's bring you in here. You're like that central figure in the defensive unit. Coach CJ Brown told us that he did have a talk to you and tell you that you have to be the leader on the back, especially you're playing the position that he played.
Yeah.
And he was a leader when he was at Chicago Fire. Does it put any pressure on you to lead at the back, to lead the defensive unit?
You know what? In the beginning, there was a little pressure, especially having a coach who had very great success in the MLS at the highest level. He was on the national team. So at first, I did feel the pressure, where I felt like I had to do everything in the back, from A to Z. And then we sat down, had a conversation of what he expected from me, what he wanted from me, and it kind of opened up a lot of things. I started to understand that I don't have to do everything, but just the small pieces he wanted me to be a leader. So those small little things, whether shifting somebody over, bringing somebody back, pushing somebody forward, being vocal. We talked about that. We had a good, I think, 25-minute conversation one day, and it honestly, it's made a difference since the beginning of the season till now.
Right, and I remember that return game against Toledo. I mean, I was on commentary for the game, and I had to point out how much work you were putting in. You were all over the field, you had taken charge, and that was indeed the game after we had the chat with CJ, where he said he did sit you down and have a conversation with you. So pretty much that game, we saw you taking leadership on the back. However, the team has leaked goals. I mean, your goal differential is not the best in the league. I mean, it's not the worst either, but it's not the best. So I'm sure that is something that bothers you, concerns you, rather.
It's frustrating. It can be frustrating because knowing that in the back sometimes individually the four of us will have a good game, but we still give up goals. And a lot of times we're making little mistakes that are fixable. And we work on that throughout practice each week. But we're working towards it to make sure that our defense is tight. And I think the biggest thing for us was consistency, meaning that the back four stayed the same. So we were healthy, we were playing together, and I think that's what helps us. So I know tendencies of my right back, of my other center back, of my left back. If he goes forward, I know that he's going to come back. If I go to challenge a ball, I know one of the center backs is going to cover me. So it's those tendencies that sometimes with a new team, it takes time to pick up on. And we finally, like I said, we're figuring it out. We're still in the process because, like I said, we're constantly working. But it's getting better where we're looking more solid in the back. And, yeah, we're trying to eliminate where those goals don't happen.
Mm-hmm. And I hate to mention this, but there's two particular goals that I know can be very frustrating, and those are two own goals that came off set pieces off corners, which was just really bad positioning of the defense. The particular defender.
The particular one, too, and then, like I said, I think one was actually a direct corner. Guys scored from the directly from the corner. Those are little mistakes and little details that can be fixed, but at the end of the day, if it's a mistake, we learn from it and we move on. And like I said, we try to not make those mistakes again, and keep working to eliminate those.
Right. And of course, you we did mention that Jesse has scored for the team, but you also scored and got Player of the Week nomination. I think 2 weeks ago.
Yes, we had a game on the road against Toledo. I was fortunate enough to put a goal away early on in the game. We got a corner kick at about a 4th or 5th minute. Will Butler put a great ball. We have a set play that we run, and it worked out perfectly. He put it right on my head. I was able to make contact and went in, and we were able to keep a clean sheet, which was the most important thing. We got 3 points on the road on a clean sheet, so that was a big confidence boost for our team.
Right. And Jesse, midfield, because you're captain, naturally the leader in the middle of the ballpark. When you look back and see the little mistakes being made at the back there, does it frustrate you? Because based on your style of play, you want to go forward and not be worried about what's happening to you. Does it frustrate you that the game does not necessarily always flow from third to third?
At the time, yes, it's kind of frustrating just because we want the goals to go our way. But it's just a snap of a second. For me, growing up, it helped me when something goes wrong. You want to forget about it because there's plenty of time to be played. Things could go wrong on the other end, and we could have goals. So, yes, it does, but at the same time, we're a team. We got to forget those mistakes, move forward, and look forward to the rest of the game.
All right, so you do think then that the team is gelling, the chemistry you're getting there?
Yeah. From where we started, from where we are now, a lot of mistakes are being fixed, obviously, in the training. So as the games go on, I can see a big difference from where the team has started to where we've grown as a team and put things together and made the things happen on the field the way they are now.
All right. So do you ever look at because you're now second from bottom in the East Division of the PLA? Mm. Do you ever look at that and say to yourself that we really want to move from here, and then kind of set targets as to where you want to be, especially with the top side seemingly pulling away towards the end of the season?
Yeah. As a player, you always set goals for yourself, and as a team, you set goals for yourself. Being at the bottom too, it's unfortunate, but as a team, I know we could do better because most of the teams we do play, we outplay them. The only thing is the results don't go our way. So obviously we got some things to fix. Obviously there's always things to fix as a team. But yeah, as long as we move forward and we keep making the adjustments that we need, we could obviously pull forward and get obviously on one of the top 3 teams of the league.
All right. Now, playing against teams such as Toledo, experienced teams who have been around for a while, you young players, brand new franchise, what have you learned so far collectively playing against these teams? Because especially Toledo, there were some big guys, and these guys obviously were experienced and understand the concept of allowing the ball to do the work. And there was a penalty in that Toledo return game, which was just experience on the part of the Toledo player. I mean, your defender, not necessarily, a
You know what? With this league, there's so many. Every team has a different style, and as a new team, we have to adjust to that. So starting from game one, we were kind of thrown into deep water and having to adjust to it very quickly. And it's like I said, it's a game by game process because everybody plays a different style. Toledo was very direct. Some teams are very more they're depending on physical or they're depending on speed. So it's our job to adjust to it right away. So we have to pick up on those things, and we're doing a better job on picking up stuff. So once the game starts, we understand, all right, this team's going to play a lot of deep balls or long balls. This team might possess a little bit more. This team's going to look forward to play through their right side or more through the left side. So it's an adjustment that you have to make week by week and every practice. So we've been doing a good job. Like I said, every team has a different style.
All right. So Aurora Borealis, they have 4 points. They're second from bottom. But interestingly, and we won't even mention the team that's below them. But second from bottom, it might sound bad, but it's not as bad as it sounds. Believe me. They have 1 win, 1 draw, 3 losses. They've scored 5 goals. They've given up 11, and they have a -6 goal difference. And we have consistently reminded you that this is a first-year franchise. And while we've spoken about the players, the coaching, and what happens on the field, how about if we speak to what happens administratively? Because if it's hard work for the players and for the people who are involved on the field, then it must be hard work for the people at the very top. So now let's throw it over to our master control for an interview that we did with Gibran Rodriguez, who is amongst the administrators at Aurora Borealis Soccer Club.
I'm the vice president and the operations guy. Basically, I'm in charge of all operations and from everything, from the teams, having water all the way to making sure the fans have concessions and whatnot. At least the operational side, honestly, me and Tim Cunningham, the owner, we work hand in hand. So it's just not me, it's both of us. But I mean, I'm more physically on site, executing the operations, of course. A lot of people are starting to figure out who we are. Right now, we're still working on our fan base. As you can see, as time progresses, we're getting more people in. But we want to not just be about, us bringing in the people. We want to also serve the people and serve our community, the Fox Valley area. So, I mean, to me, it's just not, just about the club. It's about our area. It's about you guys. It's about everybody working together so we can have a good club, good community-based club, just like everywhere else around the world. So we've got a lot of leads on Facebook, Twitter. We haven't created a Snapchat yet, but we soon will. But a lot of people are starting to come and realize, hey, Aurora Borealis is here. We're here for them as well as they're here for us. So we're a new club. And every new club, you got to work hard the first 2-3 years to establish not just a fan base, but establish a good hard base to have a good team. And that's our plan. This is a long-term goal, but we just got to work. As myself, I come work hard every single day for this club because I believe in Aurora Borealis and I believe in this club and I really believe in the guys, the coaching staff, and our community. And that's what I'm here for.
All right, so there you have it, Gibran Rodriguez right there. Now let's get to the players immediately. Gentlemen, brand new soccer franchise. We're speaking of the franchise here now. What do you think that this means for the community? And, how do you see the club itself making an impact within the community on a whole? We start with you, Patrick.
I think it can have a great impact on the community. There's slowly more people coming, more and more people coming to games. And it's something good to have in the community as far as have the people something to cheer for. Sometimes you're cheering for, you might be from Aurora, but you're cheering for Chicago Fire that's a little bit too far. so that way you have a local club, and that's something and means a lot to you. I know it means, like I'm from somewhere else. I'm not from Aurora, but I feel proud to represent the city of Aurora. And I know I spoke to a few people that were like, you know what, you guys are a small team, you guys are starting up, but I feel great to support you guys. You guys are a great local club. Can set an example for a lot of guys, a lot of youth in the community. So it has a great impact on the community, and it will continue doing that throughout the years as it continues.
All right, Jesse?
For me, I mean, I grew up in Aurora, so I know when I was young, there wasn't a franchise like this that we had something to look forward to as a young player. So for me, I feel like young players now that they see this franchise coming into Aurora, it gives them something to set for themselves to be when they get older. So for that, I feel like it's great for the community just because it gives people something to be a part of obviously because playing for Aurora. So other than that, I mean, it's great for us to be able to play for my city.
Right.
But as a community, it's awesome just because they get to see players that have grown up in Aurora, which is, I mean, it's good and it's great for them just to see things that happen in that way, just to see that it's a goal for them to reach when they're younger and stuff like that.
All right, there you go, an outlet for self-actualization for the youth of the community. Now, gentlemen, let's speak now to the upcoming game this weekend. You have Carpathia again. First time out, you went down 2-1. You're at home this weekend. The thing about it is that the stats in the league don't necessarily favor you because more teams have been doing better on the road than at home, to include yourself.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, the points you have, you got them on the road. But with this Carpathia team coming up, you should know something about them. Jesse, how are you looking forward to the game?
I'm looking forward to it. It's the second half for us. The first half was at their home. We lost, unfortunately, but we know what to expect. And it's big for us just because if we win, we can move up in the table. We need the points. We're at home. So it's a huge game, and we're looking forward to it as a team.
Okay, and there you have it. Aurora Borealis at home to Carpathia this weekend. And of course, we'll have it live on sportstownchicago.com, STC 2. So you can tune in for that game. It starts at 7 o'clock. It will be at the Moose Heart Stadium. It will be live right here. However, I'm sure these players and the entire club would much rather, if you can, to be inside the stadium. So until we see you on Saturday, that's it for All Access Aurora Borealis. Of course, you can join us again next week, Thursday at 2 o'clock for another edition of All Access Aurora Borealis.